But it's going to be quite a task, I think, for us to be able to make this shift. But I think that's what's going to make local control successful, is if we're able to trust our local decision makers, and they're going to be able to demonstrate that what they're doing through the end of the day with their performance measurements. So I hope we can get there and maintain that balance. But you saw in the May revise, everyone thought what the governor did around accountability was like this swing from, in January, like, what's accountability? I've never heard the word. To, draconian, we're going to watch every step you take. So now everyone's like, well, what does the governor really want? And we're going to come back somewhere, we hope, in the middle. And for me, it's really about engaging the stakeholders. It really must come from the field. It must come from our educators. It should not be crafted by finance or the governor or legislators. It must come, and that's why I want to put the $10 million in there to facilitate that process.
Thank you. Well, since you mentioned adult education, I'll go to the few questions that we have on adult ed. I'm going to blend them together for you, but basically, if we could just elaborate on there seems to be some shift in recognizing the importance of a K-12 based adult education program. And what are your thoughts going forward, how that can be protected? So.
Well, we took action today to basically provide $630 million for adult education in the K-12 budget. Now, there are areas of the state where adult education is handled at the community college solely, and it's working very well there. There's many other parts of the state where the K-12 system is doing it, and then there's blended systems. So I think we felt that it was very important to fund adult education so that districts would not continue to basically eliminate them. We had heard in the spring Oakland was considering just eliminating adult education because of all the uncertainty around the budget and the governor initially rolling it in. He backed off a little bit, but he basically kind of gave everybody a 2-year breather, which doesn't instill a lot of confidence when you're doing your budget. So we're going to do this for 2 more years, and then you're going to pull the rug out from under us. So we wanted to go in and say, no, it's really, there's money there, keep doing it.
So, Susan, this is actually specifically for you. Will your office look into raising the daily rate for subsidized child care programs in Contra Costa County?
We took action today to put money back in, $240 million to preschool and to child development programs. It's not necessarily going to raise the daily rate, but it's going to expand the programs.
Yeah.
Can I just add something real quick? I know that San Francisco and San Diego counties get a higher daily rate right now than any other counties in California. And your office should talk to Mark Leto's office, because he was the one who kind of had a trailer bill a couple of years ago. Right now they get like $5 to $6 more on a daily rate. So I just want to throw that out there.
Mark Leto's going to be on the conference committee, so you got to give me a seat on the conference committee. So I can throw my weight around a little bit. But yes, we will look into that. That's probably cost of living associated.
Okay. And I'm just going to guess this might be more for Joe, your background and expertise. Why does it cost more to educate English language learner and economically disadvantaged students?
I'm a member of the Pleasant Hill Rotary Club, and I have been for many, many years. And the year that I was president, a question similar to that came up. And I gave a portion of the U.S. Constitution test to a group of Rotarians, but I gave it to them in Polish. Little kids from Poland don't come to the United States all as 3-year-olds. We have kids coming from all over the world with different languages at all different grade levels. And to provide a program, an educational program that hopefully will have an impact, a positive impact on our kids, regardless of where they come from, often requires additional dollars to help kids that are not fluent in English. That's the bottom line. It simply costs more because it requires more resources. benefit is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, well, hopefully you can answer these. Um, Does the restructuring fund, I think you can, does the restructuring funding for K-12 go directly to the schools or district? And the second part is, when will Smarter Balance assessment be rolled out to everyone?
So on the first question, the local control funding formula, both as envisioned by the governor and as currently envisioned by the legislature, are a district-based budgeting formula. So the money would be allocated to the district. That's how we currently do it, how our broader systems are set up to accommodate budgeting. On the second question, my understanding, though Smarter Balance is not my area of expertise, is that it's supposed to be rolled out in 2014-15. That's the timeline. I think a question could be asked to the Department of Education about when that will actually happen.
And there's a 3-year, it's actually a 3-year rollout. I'm sorry.
Getting all choked up here.
I don't want to get Joe sick again.
Yeah. So I find we have just a couple of questions left, and they're both asking about, one says ERT, which is Economic Recovery Target. And so just more specifics on that as an option, if you could elaborate on that.
Sure, so the economic recovery target, essentially for those districts whose rates would be higher under their economic recovery target than their local control funding formula target, as envisioned by the Assembly, means that they would essentially see a restoration in the cuts that they received to their revenue limit. So districts received about a 5% or 9%, a base cut to their revenue limit. Numbers are getting all jumbled in my head at this hour. So it was about a 4 to 5% base cut on their revenue limits, and then in addition, districts haven't received a cost of living adjustment since 2007-2008. In total, that's about a 9% cut. So they would see that restored over time. They would see future cost of living adjustments provided. So from starting in 13-14 through 2019-20. And then they would also see the 20% cut to categoricals that they received restored as well. So basically, they would stay on the current track, but it would be shored up.
And then, there was another question that I was asking about, where are the ERTs for a district noted? I guess, or is that somewhere that we can see that numbers, how that works? I mean,
Who has them?
yeah.
What their current, their ERTs would be. The ERTs for districts are not currently publicly available. That said, if you had a particular question about what your district would receive under what we're calling the ERT or current law, I'd be happy to try to get that information to you.
Okay, and I think, let's just do one more last. I think you've addressed this, Susan, quite a bit, but this has to do with the districts that are receiving less under the local control funding formula. Is the legislature looking at raising revenues to provide a higher base for all students?
Well, we just passed Prop 30, and thank you, all of you, for your help in that. I think that one reason I'm so focused on the Common Core funding, Smarter Balance testing being properly funded, is I believe that if we demonstrate to the people of California that we will use these dollars to support education, that there is a possibility then for future revenues. It is going to take more money. You saw that it would take $10 billion more for us to reach that aspirational target of the national average. So I think that this is a really critical time, and that's one reason I'm committed to the success of working together. I think the worst thing we could do right now is to kind of blow things up in Sacramento, not come up with a solution, not get our budget, together. I think that would undermine the confidence that people were exhibiting when they voted for Proposition 30. So while it's difficult to compromise,